Inside this modern warehouse northeast of Gatineau sits one of the best exotic car collections in North America. Paganis, Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, some one of a kind, some custom built, tens of millions in metal and chrome.
Women, you're allowed to have one in my books. Cars, you're allowed to have many. So, all depending what usage you're going to have, what's the destination, what kind of curves and sound you want, you'll pick your car.
Meet Olivier Benloulou, a Gatineau businessman who started his collection as a hobby and is now a second business. His primary business is Ideal Protein. He's the co-founder of the wildly popular weight loss program sold across North America. It made him a multi-millionaire, which allows him to indulge his love of cars and speed.
Well, you know, we're big contenders right now in the half mile, where we're closer to 250 miles an hour, which is pretty much the world record. We kind of surprised everybody when we actually decided to get into that sport. That team from Canada coming from nowhere.
Je suis un passionné de voitures de luxe.
Benloulou races his Lamborghinis and stars in his own TV show, Rapide et Millionnaire. His high-energy lifestyle has earned him a reputation everywhere, it seems, except in English Canada. That's why I wanted to have coffee with Olivier Benloulou. You were born in Montreal.
Absolutely.
You came to Gatineau, and the first thing that you did, you knew you were going to be a businessman, is that correct?
I knew that I was going to be in the restaurant business. That was in the stars. All of the men of the family, all my uncles, everybody in our family has been in restaurants forever. So that I knew I was going to be in the restaurant business, which I actually started at 11 years old as a dishwasher.
Where?
Here, actually, in the region.
Yeah?
And 13, I was a busboy. 15, I was in the bars. 18, I was a waiter. And by the age of 22, I actually owned my French restaurant.
And where was that? Is that
here in Hull, in Gatineau, yeah.
On Rue Eddy?
On Rue Eddy. Can you believe it? It was the worst place ever, but you know what? We made it something special.
When did you hunger for something more?
Well, you know what? Working 100 hours a week for 12 years on the same corner of a very ugly street makes you want to do something else. And at the age of 35, I was ready to move on, and there was an opportunity that just actually popped up, and I seized it.
What happened?
Well, I was introduced to somebody in Paris that was a founder of the protein diet, which I actually brought back in Canada and became the co-founder of Ideal Protein. And now we find ourselves in North America, mainly with licensed care professionals and in 15 countries. So I went from feeding people in a French restaurant, and now I'm helping people to get a better lifestyle and to lose weight.
So are you a believer in fate then, that meeting was destined to be?
100%, 100%. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in doing good and good things happens to you. I believe that if you want more, you need to do more. And I knew that I had so much more to offer. So that's what we do now.
So Ideal Protein, what has it done for you, being in this business, being a co-founder here in North America? Obviously, it's helped you make some money.
Yes, I mean, you know, to be, I would like to call it like to become independent financially. Yeah. But what a wonderful challenge. What a great experience, how to build a business from your living room to become an international large cap company. How to basically go from very little to very big and lots of employees. So the experience of business is amazing. It made me really touch. It was like the university that I never did. Business university, because you know, when you start a small company and you become a very large size company, you need to basically be able to do all of the seats, all of the departments. This is what I like to do, to understand the company inside out. And I'll never ask one of my employees to do something that I'm not able to do. And I'm not looking for recognition because I never got it when I was an employee, but I love to recognize employees. And I feel that little tap on the shoulder and thank you, you guys did super good today, is the best that you can do to an employee. I appreciate them.
So how big is Ideal Protein now?
It's pretty big.
Yeah?
It's much bigger than anybody thinks about. We're I'll tell you, we're basically the leader in the industry in our domain of the protein diet.
Okay.
It's we're right up there with all of the big names of the weight loss industry, but more specifically, we're able to be the only one that was able to penetrate the domain and the market of licensed care professionals. So we have the cardiologists, the OBGYNs, the hospitals, the MDs actually carrying our brand and selling it to their patients. So, this is absolutely amazing. We're here to make a difference in the obesity epidemic and also help the next generation to be more knowledgeable and to be less sick.
Okay. That's Ideal Protein, but we're sitting in this incredible showroom with millions of dollars worth of cars.
Yes.
Tell me about, how did this start?
Yes, I was late in the car business. Only in my 20s that I actually started to be interested. And by being more in business for my restaurant, that was my only reward, was my car.
What did you drive?
I drove an RX-7 twin turbo. I had my first little Porsche Boxster. But when you work 100 hours a week, the only pleasure that you have for yourself is the drive to work and the drive to go home. So
Yeah.
that's where I said, I had to
Okay.
treat myself, and that was my reward. This is how it started. And obviously, when I got bigger with Ideal Protein, I decided to get a couple of cars. Why not? And then a couple of cars became many cars. And then I decided, why don't I start to diversify and make a business out of it? In business, I think that, I know that diversification is key. And there was a great businessman that said, when I was young, he says, if you do real estate, stock market, art, if you invest in gold and silver and in cars, you will be very well diversified. And if any one of those markets basically collapse, the other ones will support it, which makes sense. So this for me is also not only very enjoyable to look at, I drive my cars, we race cars, but also as an investment long term, as most of the cars that you see here are collection pieces, and they basically raise in value. They're very unique, special editions, very low quantity production, and those are pieces of art that actually will take value. Most of them.
A lot of people say that this is the best exotic car collection in North America.
Well, it will be in 2 years, trust me.
Why? What's happening in 2 years?
My gosh.
What? Come on.
I'm getting into the hypercars, the Paganis and the Bugattis.
But you have Paganis here.
Yeah, but I got the twin brothers coming, and I got some Koenigsegg's from Sweden that are coming. Those are very unique cars, and we'll definitely have one of the largest hypercar collection in North America, which makes it unique because we drive our cars. We share our cars with the public. You drive this car, and you get into any other car, and it's like, ugh.
What have you driven lately that you would never see on the streets of Ottawa-Gatineau?
Well, I've been driving a twin turbo Huracan Lamborghini as my winter driver that has 1,200 horsepower. You wouldn't see that too many times across town.
Hopefully you didn't get any salt on it.
Well, I usually take it out when it's nice out there. But it's a four-wheel drive car. It's a great car. These are cars that are special that we kind of modify, because we actually modify our own cars here as well. And for the public, if they want something to be tuned, personalized, this is what we do here at OB Prestige Auto.
But you're not just car collecting, you are driving.
Absolutely. I don't like to be in the passenger side. Cars for me are not only a passion, I collect them, but most importantly, I love cars. I love to drive cars. And what we do here is we buy, we sell, we modify, we personalize, and we race cars. We right now do 3 different events: road racing, quarter mile, and half mile. And we're pretty strong competitors out there.
A lot of people over here on the Gatineau side of the river know you. Over on the Ontario side, you seem to be a bit of a well-kept secret.
Well, I'm not looking to be known, to tell you frankly. I did this for myself. We don't promote it really because I don't like to sell my cars. I like to buy my cars. I like to keep my cars. So we don't really promote it. Obviously, everything is for sale. And we have great cars, but we're not in the selling mode.
Okay.
So it's more of a collection and entertain. And people know about us that want specific cars.
Yeah.
Then we actually sell a few.
What is your dream now, though? You've reached this stage in your life.
Yes.
Is there a bigger dream? Is there something else?
So here's the ultimate, right? To be able to travel the world with your grandchildren. That would be the ultimate.
Thank you for having coffee with me today.
Cheers.